All righty, we are good to go. Excuse me, everybody, excuse me. All right, we are good to go. Good evening, everyone. Give me a second, I'm gonna turn on a light here. You okay? Right, there we go. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Awesome, there we go. Much better. Make sure recording. Yes, you are.
See you.
Yep, I can see you too. Your phone anyway. Can't see your face. All right, good evening, everybody. Again, welcome to another segment of Awareness Wednesday Prime Time. We're your host, Regent Victoria Flanagan out of East Orange, New Jersey. Welcome to our platform this evening. Before we get started, I'm going to pass this over to Mrs. Victoria Flanagan, so she can talk to you and tell you why this platform is so important to her. So again, welcome everyone that's connecting. You guys make it all worth it. You are our co-host as always. So pass this over. Victoria, take it away. Give me your information on why you like this platform, why it's so important to you, darling.
Because we got to talk about things like this. We know this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it's also Domestic Violence Month. And we don't want this to get brushed under the rug or pushed to the side. This is something that needs to be discussed too. It's a whole lot of people getting beat on right now. So let's talk about it.
Amongst that, financial, a little bit of everything that's under this topic, under this title. All right. So before we get into detail, we do have our power couple of health disclaimer. This program offers health and nutritional information and is designed for educational purposes only. You should not rely on this information as a substitute for, nor does it replace professional, medical, or psychological advice, diagnosis, or treatment. None of the statements made have been reviewed of or approved by the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration. We're all going to be speaking about some nutritional products at the end, and we do have a disclaimer for the products as well. The products haven't been evaluated by the FDA, again, the Food and Drug Administration, not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent diseases. All right, we must protect ourselves as always because we are talking about natural products. So with that being said, there's a lot going on. I mean, really, so much going on around the world. You're talking about different issues such as high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, obesity, you name it, there are issues out there. But you know what? We are a solution. And this platform is designed to give you information on all these different topics that we've covered. And we've covered so many topics when it comes pertaining to our health. And here's one right here, which is a major one that Victoria has put together for all of you. So it's very important that you take some notes tonight because you never know whom you may be speaking to that may be going through this type of domestic violence as we speak about it, because she's got a lot in this report. And I'm going to tell you right now, you may know someone who can relate to this. Okay. So with that, our topic, as always, was to serving God with healthy mind, body, and spirit. And our scripture, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper and be in health, even as thy soul prospereth. That's 3 John 1 and 2. The subject, as you can see, domestic violence. Who do you know? The numbers are high, and it's not just in older adults, it's also in young adults. It's happening all over. So take a listen to this report to Mrs. Victoria Flanagan, my better 7/8, because she's way more than just a have, who knows exactly information that you need to hear that can hopefully help somebody that you may know, who may know somebody, who may know somebody that may be going through this right now. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to the urgent, the certified health coach, my better 7/8, Mrs. Victoria Flanagan. Take it away, give them the report on domestic violence.
Yes, family. We got to talk about it. We just have to talk about it. Got to get the information out. Again, I think that's Miss Anna, A11. I think that's Miss Anna from New York. So welcome again, Miss Anna, if that is you. Yes. Like I was saying before, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but it's also Domestic Violence Month. If you know somebody that's going through it, you might think somebody might be going through it. You can't get them to watch it right now because they might be home. So just get the information out there, take it, share it to your page, and just send it to them privately at another point. But we definitely have to talk about it. So again, the report starts off Domestic Violence Month. The color is purple. That's why we're in purple today. But they say it's 1 in 4 women and 1 in 9 men that gets beat upon. I'm sorry to hear that, but it is. It's 10 million people a year. They say every 3 seconds, somebody is getting abused. So domestic violence or abuse is a pattern of behavior that harms or controls another person in an intimate relationship. Some signs of domestic violence or abuse can include, here's some signs: extreme jealousy, possessiveness, unpredictability, or a bad temper. The next one is criticizing, demeaning, or humiliating the victim. The next one is controlling the victim's choices, appearance, and activities. Another sign is threatening or harming the victim or their loved ones. And then the last one is forcing sex or physical violence. Those are just some of the symptoms of domestic violence. It states that domestic violence can be difficult to identify, especially if it starts gradually and if the abuser is someone that you love and you trust. So it can take many forms, including physical, emotional, sexual abuse, as well as financial control and isolation of family and friends. That's usually the first sign, is isolating from family and friends. They want to get you away from everybody so they can do what they need to do to you or with you. So that first sign is isolation, pulling you away from people that could possibly help you. So it states the physical abuse, that's the hitting, the slapping, the kicking, the shoving, choking, and other forms of physical harm to you, your children, or your pets. So nobody is safe when there's abuser in the house. The next one is emotional abuse, verbal attacks, insults, humiliation, threats, and controlling behavior. Now, sometimes the emotional abuse, the verbal abuse, can be worse than actual hitting because that emotional plays in your head and it'll constantly play over and over and over again in your head. So you got to pay attention to all of these little things. The next one is sexual abuse, forced sexual activity or unwanted sexual advances. If you don't want it and he's pushing up on you all the time, that's abuse. You don't have to give in if you don't want to. That's abuse. It's taken as abuse. So the next one is financial abuse, controlling finances or preventing access to money. That's a big one for some, because if he's controlling all of the money, he know you can't go anywhere. Where are you going if you don't have any money? So that's a big one. And then the last one is isolation, preventing contacts with family and friends. Like I said, that's usually the first sign when they want to pull you away from family and friends. That's something to think about. And with the holidays coming, it's something to think about. So they said the numbers went up during COVID because people were shut in and sheltered down. So now you're locked in the house with your abuser, you and your children. So you really walking on eggshells the whole entire time that you're in your home, where you pay the cost to be the boss. So if you're experiencing any of these symptoms and know someone who is, it is important to seek help. They say the ages start from 18 to 24 is the most common age, but it's getting younger. They say you can also contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline. That number is 1-800-799-7233 for confidential support and resources 24/7. Domestic violence, listen to this, domestic violence does not discriminate. Its victims, both young, old, rich, poor, of all races, all religions, and all sexual orientations.
It's happening all across the board.
All across the board. So these are just some things you need to look out for. So it says, according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, approximately 20 people per minute are physically abused by a partner in the United States. And astonishing, like I said, 10 million women and men a year. That's every 3 seconds somebody is being abused. So you got to pay attention, family. This is Awareness Wednesday, just to make you aware of what's really going on out there. It is certainly one of the leading cause of deaths among women. You don't have to stay in that. There are resources. You don't have to stay there. So many instances of domestic violence go undetected. Some abusive relationship lasts for years without anybody knowing. I think they did a skit on Tyler Perry where the lady and the ladies of the church got together, and one of the ladies, she was just the Miss she poo poo of the bunch, you know, always had it together. Her husband was the deacon of the church, and he was abusing her. So one of the ladies spotted bruises on her, so they were acting it out in the Tyler Perry skit. So it's all around. So according to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, here are 7 steps often displayed by people caused by people abused by their partners. Number 1, these are warning signs. Their partner insults them in front of other people. 2, they seem constantly worried about arguing with their partner, angering their partner. You don't want to get them upset for anything. Number 3, they make excuses for their partner's behavior. You know how he is, or you know how she is. Number 4, your partner is extremely jealous or possessive. 5, they have unexplained marks or injuries, always trying to cover up something. 6, they stop spending time with their family and friends. Like I said this morning, check on your peeps. You got to check on your people. And number 7, they are depressed and anxious or display changes in their personality. Those are just some warning signs. If you see somebody declining in your little group, just question, you know, talk to them, see if you can get them to open up a little bit. But again, that domestic violence hotline number is 1-800-799-7233. Suicide and the crisis hotline is 988. Some numbers you definitely should have programmed in your phone. So all calls are toll free and confidential. The hotline is available 24/7 in or more than 170 languages. So like I said, it's across the board, all nationalities, men, women, children, all ethnic groups. It's in 170 languages. They can help you. So some causes of domestic violence. The first one is a history of family abuse or explore, what is that?
Exposure.
Exposure to violence. You might have been a kid seeing your uncle or your aunt or your mom and dad go at it. You were exposed to it as a kid. The next one is substance use problems or mental illness. Somebody could be an alcoholic. Somebody could be slightly mentally ill and they don't know how to deal with it, so they're just acting out on their family. The next one is financial difficulties or unemployment can cause. Those are some serious causes. The next one is access to firearms and weapons. If there are firearms in the home, they should be locked down. They should be in a locked case, and only you know where the key is, not the kids. Then the last one is a desire to control or dominate the victim. Those are some serious causes of domestic violence. So they said there is hope. A lawyer can help the victim file for a restraining order or protect herself from the future abuser. There are also many shelters and support groups available. With the right help, victims can reclaim their lives and move on from the abuse. You do not have to be stuck in that. So they say the police phone calls for domestic violence, they get 90,000 calls, 90,568 calls. There are 312 rape calls, and then felony assaults, 5,433
Wow,
calls.
that's a lot. Wow.
That's a lot. That was just in 2020.
So those numbers are probably higher now in 2024.
Absolutely. So absolutely. So it says 20 people per minute are getting beat. That's every 3 seconds. 10 million people a year.
Wow.
So 20,000 calls placed on a typical day. 20,000 calls a day for domestic violence. 500% increased risk of homicide with a gun is also present. I'm telling you, the guns don't make it no better. Domestic violence is most likely to occur between the hours of 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. I was saying usually when they come home from work or you come home from work, things are just not going right. You're getting into it and boom, from 6 o'clock on till 6 a.m., something is going down. Most of the calls or most of the abuse occurs between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. They say it's 1 in 3 teens in person or online or through text. Only 67% are teens that tell about it. I was telling them this morning about the program Dr. Phil did. It was sextortion, where they get the teens to send pictures through text. Send me a picture with your
And they use
shoulders
that
out.
against them.
And they use it against them, and now they're looking for a ransom of some kind. You got to send me $100, and then the next time it's $500. The next time it's
It
$1,000.
never stops.
And it never stops. The children don't know where to get this money
And they
from.
don't
They're
want to
scared.
submit.
Exactly. And they wind up committing suicide
Right.
because they don't know how to get out of that. So that's a big thing that's going on with the teens. So make sure your teens aren't sending anybody any pictures, because you don't know if it's another kid they sending it to or a grown man or
They're
a grown
predators.
woman. Exactly. They groom them for a long time
Yep.
before they start asking for pictures. So that grooming thing you got to pay attention to. So undocumented women are less likely to report domestic violence for the fear of deportation. That is so true. Like the maids at the hotel when they go in to clean up the rooms. You know, the predator could come in and rape those women, and they know that they can't tell anybody because they're not from here. They, you know,
documented.
Exactly. So that can be a very scary issue too, and they're fearing for their lives. So the next one was, we talked about this morning, 74% of women in prison are for domestic abuse survivors, and many of them were jailed for acting in self-defense. That's just fighting off your predator that's been whooping on you. Now you done clocked him against the head, and now he dead, and you got to do time. You still in prison.
See?
You was in prison at home, and now you locked up.
Exactly.
For domestic violence, for just surviving.
Protecting yourself.
Exactly. 74% of women in jail are there on domestic abuse survivors. So it also states that women are at 75% greater risk of being killed when they leave. So you got to plan. You got to make a plan to leave. You got to plan and pack and pray and get up out of there.
And it may take some time, but you got to start.
You got to start. You got to
Stash a little here, stash a little there. Have that little
Absolutely.
secret spot.
You
Yep.
get your hand on $2, you stash that $2. You get your hand on some stretch pants and a t-shirt, put that in the bag somewhere. Go somewhere where somebody knows you, or you can get the help that you need. And a lot of these women go back to the abuser because they have nowhere else to go. So they just turn around. You know, I might as well stay where I was. At least I had a roof over my head. I had something to eat, and I took a couple of punches every now and then. That's nowhere to live.
That's not living.
That's not living at all. You just barely surviving. So if you leave, stay gone. Stay gone. Some people go in the Witness Protection Bureau, or they change their names and pull the kids out of school. It's so much. But if you can get away and stay away. So the next one was transgender people are at 2.6 more likely to be killed by the LGBTQ community. It's a whole lot of that going on, family. I mean, you
just
walk
because
the
you're
streets,
different.
not only because you're different, but you got guys that's dressing like women, and they beautiful. They are absolutely stunning. Then you get them to get the men all hot and bothered, and the next thing you know, he find out you are a dude, and now he want to punch all your lights out.
Every single one of them.
You can't go through life like that. All right, you are sick family members taking you and want to make decisions with. But it's serious. That's a serious situation. So you gotta You can't fake people out like that. If you're going to be out, be all the way out.
Right.
Just come on out. The gate is open.
Because you don't want to trick nobody. Let them
You
know right
really
up
don't.
front
You don't.
because that's your life on the line.
Absolutely. And once they open the gate is open.
Yep.
Everybody is out. If you're going to come out,
Come all the way out.
Come all the way out. Some people might not like it, but eventually come all the way out. The next one, it says 25% of cases involve children at the scene. So if mom is beating on dad in the other room, there's some children around watching that. And that's just a cycle that's going to stay with them. And that's trauma for children. That's PTSD in children. So now they got to deal with this coming up when their own little issues coming up. It's a lot going on,
And now you heard us say when mom's beating on dad, because yes, men are being abused too.
Absolutely. That's the next one. 40% of our men are getting beaten.
Exactly.
40%. I got a whole page here on men and abuse. This is what I looked up last night. It says male domestic violence is very real. 3 million men experience domestic violence each year. 3 million men.
Can you imagine that? People wouldn't think that would be a big number. That number would be that high. But it's real. It's for real.
So abuse generally comes in cycles. That's how abuse usually comes. They're not going to beat you every day at 3 o'clock. It's going to come in cycles. Something's going to trigger them or tick them off at some point. So your abuser threatens in violence. Your abuser strikes you. Your abuser apologizes and promises to change and be very regretful. The cycle repeats and generally gets worse. So if they start pushing on you and shoving on you, it's going to just get worse from there. So you got to get out while the getting is good. The abuser often tries to rationalize and make what you did your fault.
Exactly.
That's an abuser. So it says society makes it hard for men to get the help that they need. The abuser of men is often treated as a joke. Because a man tells somebody, I can't go home, she's going to beat on me.
They don't, yeah, right, man. Get out of here. You want to hear that? Get out of here.
Down or whatever. But see, if a man does that, she could call the cops and now he's going to jail when she started it. So you got to pay attention.
And they know that.
Absolutely. Many men believe that there isn't help or support for them. That's why they don't tell. If the victim's friends find out, they believe that they will lose their respect. If you tell your buddy, tell your other buddy, I'm getting beat at home. It's like, man, how can you let her beat on you like that? You know, you're going to start to lose respect of your friends, or your friends going to start losing respect from you. Then the other one says men are socialized to be tough, not to have feelings or to be a victim. So yeah, you could be tough, but you can also be a victim at home.
Absolutely.
And they know that if the cops are called, the man is the first to go. Somebody got to leave. So whoever got the bruises are gonna leave. So you got to pay attention to that. It says, according to the study done by the Time magazine, men also are less likely to engage in self-defense due to the cultural prohibition of hitting
a woman.
Women.
Exactly what you just stated.
That's it. Help is out there. You are not alone, men. So that number again is 1-800-799-7233. 24 hours, 7 days a week, confidential. Now, it also states that what you allow is what will continue. If you let them get away with it, it's going to continue to happen on a regular basis. It's a cycle. It's a cycle. So what you allow is what will continue. So you got to stop it. You just have to stop it. Break the cycle and get the happiness and the life that you deserve. I was saying this morning on YouTube, that's what I was watching last night. They have all these little short stories, a lot of little short stories on domestic violence. They got men beating women. They got women beating, men beating women, women beating men. They got people yelling at children, you know, beating on children, but it's a skit. It's a skit. They had one where the man was beating the woman in public. You know, he was pushing her and shoving her in public. So The guys was coming to her aid. They took the guy and threw him down in the whole 9 yards, like
Not knowing it was a skit.
not knowing it was
Sort of
a
like
skit.
that program, What Would You
Right,
Do?
right. So
Mhm.
the guys were saying, man, the camera's over there. It's just a skit. It's just a skit. So they switched it. They had the woman to beat on the man in public, and nobody came to the man's defense. She was saying, you cheated on me and da da da. And she was slapping them all upside the head and pushing them all up against the. Nobody came to the man's defense. So that just proves to you how the certain things vary from men to women.
Right.
So you just got to pay attention, but men get beat too. Ida Massey, the nurse, she was saying there
Who
was
was on this morning?
she said there's a short story, Eggshells. That's the one that I was watching too yesterday. Eggshells. You in your house walking around on eggshells because you're afraid to say
Or
something
trigger.
or trigger him about anything going on in that house. It could be you can put the toilet paper on the roll going in the opposite direction.
That's a
That'll
trigger.
tick him off. Or you didn't screw the lid back on the toothpaste and
That'll
now
tick him off.
just raging.
The meal is not hot enough.
It could be
That's a trigger.
anything. That you didn't cook what I wanted you to cook today. I thought we was gonna have spaghetti and meatballs, and here you come with hamburgers. And now he want to beat you because you didn't make spaghetti.
And abusers would do that.
Anything,
because abusers will wait. They waiting
absolutely
for that to happen.
So
to
it's
trigger me.
It's that you for real. According to the Department of Justice, a man is a victim of physical abuse every 37 seconds. Seconds. I just did that to Rez. That's not abuse. Because we sitting beside each other. I didn't knock him out the chair, knock his hat off, and flip the chair back and flip over the table. I'm just saying, start your stuff. See what happens. Wait till this program is over.
Yes, dear.
Anyway, it says men are embarrassed to admit and openly tell someone else that he is a victim of abuse at the hands of a female partner. Men are embarrassed, just embarrassed.
Because of the male ego.
And
of
then
course.
nobody
will
would
exactly. Nobody will take him serious. No, come on, man. Get out of here.
That you might even like
big as you are, and you what? Get out of here.
Yeah, but you might even really like that little chick. She just got some quirky parts about her, but
Tick, tick, boom, boom parts about her.
So
yeah.
And she keep a clean.
But yes, she got a nice right hook too.
Yeah, she's a nutcase. But pay attention to that. If you see something, say something, family. More than 60% of these incidents remain unreported.
There was just one on, I think it was one on today, on the streets of New York. There was a couple and the guy mouthed off at his girl, said something that disrespected her, and she hauled off and knocked him out.
Oh yeah, women are fighting back. They're not playing around with these men anymore. But you got to take this stuff very, very serious because it is serious, family. So here we are. Here's some red flags. We might have covered some of this, but you know, when I do my reports, I'm taking from different sources, so you might hear the same thing twice. Here's some red flags. Emotional abuse checklist.
A checklist.
Why emotional abuse often goes undetected. They don't necessarily leave visible wounds or marks and can cause PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. These are the little things that happen. This is emotional abuse. That's why I was saying sometimes the verbal and emotional abuse can be worse than the actual physical abuse. You might get a black eye, but that black eye going to heal. But if he's telling you dumb, ugly, and stupid every single day, that's embedded in your head. That's all you hear. I'm dumb, I'm ugly, I'm stupid. Nobody's, I'm not worthy to be around anybody. I think that's worse than actual physical abuse. So here's some of the signs of red flags. You avoid activities and wearing clothes that make your partner angry. You can't wear what you want to wear. Now that's sad. Number 2, your partner often opposes your opinion and perception, telling you that your perceptions are incorrect and false. That's gaslighting. He's not even letting you have your own opinion about anything. Number 3, you have to check in with your partner all the time and let them know where you are and who you are with. That's a big one. When he's blowing up your phone, when you at work and he know you at work, he's blowing up your phone every 15 minutes. So why you didn't answer the phone? Where you at? Where you da 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 da? That happens every single day. Every single day. But ladies, if you are going out somewhere, do let somebody know where you're going. Okay, number 4, your partner blocks you from doing conversations or changes the subject to reflect it onto you, your behavior. So they can change things around just in mid-conversation, just change the whole conversation around and make it sound like you crazy or interrupting your conversation when you got something going. Good, mind he all in your business.
Because you don't want you to have no control.
Absolutely.
And don't want that to show amongst other people either.
There you go. Number 5, your partner cracks hurtful jokes, telling you you're insensitive.
And that's
so he might be
brainwashing.
hurting your feelings all day long, but he said,
I love you though.
uh-huh, girl, you know I was just playing. No, you're not playing, so stop doing it. Number 6, your partner makes you feel as if your feelings are wrong and don't matter. That's a big one right there too, family. You do matter. Your feelings do matter. So if there's something that's happening that you don't like, say it. I don't like when you do that. Or I don't like when, well, you might not say it in public because you could probably get your lip slapped off, but I'm just saying, your feelings do matter. You matter. Number 7, your partner makes you apologize for what you didn't do. That's another first red flag. It's like, wait a minute, hold up, I didn't do that. You did that. You know you did it.
But you made me do it. Yeah. That's like, you made me do this.
Flip that right on around. Number 8, your partner puts words in your mouth and speaks for you without consent. That's finishing your sentences or all in your conversation, all in your mouth. So just pay attention when you're out and about. Number 9, your partner has heightened mood swings. One moment they seem distant and the next time they are unavailable, and then they are loving. You may feel you don't know what to expect or what version of them that you're going to get. So you try to change your behaviors to receive love and affection, and often to no avail. You're going to do whatever he say. That's walking on eggshells. You don't want nothing to tick him off or say anything out of character. That I don't know how anybody could live like that. I'm serious. Because you start to lose your self-esteem, you start to shrink. I don't know how anybody could live like that.
Right.
But it's happening every day. 10 million people
It's
a
the
year.
brainwashing. I mean, you have nothing else going for you. He made you, he has belittled you, or she has belittled you so much that's now what your life. You don't know where to go with that. Exactly.
Number
I'm
10,
stuck here.
Your partner denies what they said or their actions that took place, including actions from a previous relationship. I don't even think you should bring up a previous relationship if you know he got issues. Stay out of that one or away from that conversation. Number 11, your partner puts you down and won't acknowledge your acknowledgments. They may use a happy moment of yours to make you feel worse. Now that's just terrible. That's just terrible. You don't get any love anywhere at any time.
And they don't want others to reflect any love on you. So don't go and compliment an abuser, but then they're going to think that's your fault. You were flirting with that person. You caused that to happen. This is what you made me do this.
Right.
They reflect it on you.
Right. Somebody gives you a compliment and then he flip it around like,
like it was your fault.
Like you were flirting. That. Exactly. That's terrible. Ain't that terrible? That is bad. Number 12. They withhold money, affection, sex, attention, and acknowledgments from you. That's definitely abuse. Because if they're holding everything from you, what do you have? You don't have any money to go anywhere. You're not getting any affection in the house. You're withholding from sex and attention, even attention. You're not getting the attention that you want. I just find that to be sad. Number 13, they treat you as a sex object or use sexual abuse to get their way. Now that's just rape. You could be raped by your partner. No means no. Exactly. No means no. So that's your body. If you're ready to give your body away, that's on you. But if somebody's forcing you to do something on a regular basis
you don't want
when you don't want to, that's rape. That's what that is. And yes, women can be raped by their husbands and boyfriends. Number 14, your partner makes you feel that you are the abusive partner, that you are the abusive partner, that you are making them act how they are acting. That's what what he just said.
Yep.
You made me do that. You pushed me to that moment. If you didn't do that, I wouldn't have did this. Number 15, your partner has unrealistic expectations and standards and criticize or harms you if you don't meet them, giving you all kind of things to do and knowing that you're not going to finish that or you're not going to do that within that time frame, but now they're going to criticize you for it. That's narcissistic. That's just nuts. Number 16, they invalidate you, claim you are sensitive, you are emotional, you refuse to accept your opinions and suggest that you are wrong. You can't even think for yourself. That's just terrible. Number 17, they frequently argue or create conflict and may change their emotional stance or opinions. They always want to argue, always got something to say about something. Who wants to argue every single day? Nobody does. I don't know anybody that's going to pick an argument that's going to turn into a fight.
Right.
I don't think so. Number 18, they use emotional blackmail through manipulating, being in control, lying, or using compassion, fear, or other emotions to control the situation. They can make you feel that small. When do you get a chance to feel good? When do you get a chance to find your happiness or to glow up? When are you happy? When are you at your happiest? What makes you happy? You don't got beat down so much, you don't even know what makes you happy. So you got to find your happiness, family. Number 19, they act entitled, superior, while acting condescending, using scarcism. I can't even say that. Sarcasm. I couldn't even get it out. Using sarcasm, treating you inferior, and acting if you are always right.
Right.
You know you always right, girl. And then they punch you in the eye. And then number 20, they control you through isolation.
That's
by
the key right
taking
there.
away
Everything.
all of your possessions, making fun of your loved ones, using envy or jealousy to keep you from others.
Turning you against your own family.
Exactly. Just getting ready to say that. Turning you against your family and your friends. That they never liked you anyway. Well, so-and-so told me such and such about you and da-da-da-da-da-da. It's a brainwashing.
That's what it is.
Totally.
And then moving you out of your, where you were, away from your family.
Absolutely.
So he gets more control or gets more control of you.
Absolutely. Yep. So now it says if you are experiencing any of this sexual abuse or rape, because when they take in your body and you don't understand that, that's rape. So there's another hotline. It's called RAINN, RAINN. It's Rape, Abuse, Incest National Network. Hotline sexual assault, harassment, and intimate partner violence. So this is a little different from domestic violence. This is a rape hotline or incest, where your stepdaddy keep crawling into your room at night. Don't tell your mother, because I'm kill your brother. And your stepfather is crawling into your bed every night sexually, and you. I think it was a little girl just campaigning for Kamala Harris. She was raped by her stepfather at the age of 5 and got pregnant at 12. It's happening, family, every day. That number is 1-800-656-4673. Also, it is confidential, very, very confidential. So family, those are some warning signs. Those are some red flags.
It's a lot of flags.
It's a lot of flags. That's 20-some things that we don't went over. But there is help out there. Domestic violence is real for men, women, children, dogs, people kicking their dogs across the
And look
road.
at the infants that's being abused.
The babies,
starved
to death.
Innocent.
The little
children. Exactly. Yeah.
Starved
Abuse
to
them.
death. not feed, and she had 4 other children.
Mm-hmm.
The people in the building didn't even know the woman had kids. She
Exactly.
never seen any children. They said she would go to the corner store, get her some chicken, and eat it
outside,
downstairs, outside the
so the
building.
kids won't have
So
it.
she wouldn't have to feed the children.
And the man, the father in the household or boyfriend, whoever it was, had the refrigerator turned against the wall so they can't even move it or open the
Couldn't get
door.
in the refrigerator. That's abuse.
Talk about
y'all.
abuse on a
That's
child.
abuse. There's another one too I wanted to share. I was sharing it this morning. Just over the weekend, 2 brothers were shot in Dallas, Texas. Pastor Vanessa said it was Dallas. It was in the Texas area, but we found out it was Dallas. A domestic woman, she was getting beat by her boyfriend. She ran next door to get help with her and her baby. She ran next door and he ensued. So the 2 guys that opened the door that was coming to her aid, that stepped out and told her to go in the house, we will talk to him. He shot both of the brothers right there in front of their house. 2 brothers dead, coming to the aid of an abuser. So he went back to his apartment and shot himself. That's murder-suicide. He killed 2 brothers
people
and then
kills
killed himself. But that did not have to happen. You can't get in the middle of domestic violence. They were saying that the police officers don't even like to get in the middle of domestic violence. They'll break them up, go their separate ways. But soon as he let out of jail, she let him right back in the house. He's right back in there. He'll calm down for maybe 24 hours, but 72
And here's
hours,
the
he's at
thing.
it again.
The mother who went over there for the help, now she's blaming herself for bringing it to him to that house.
Step, yeah.
Who knew the guy had a gun?
Exactly. But if she didn't leave or get out of the house, he was sure to die.
Yeah, he would have.
She was sure to die.
The child too, probably.
There was another one here in New York. This was over the weekend too. A woman was killed right after her restraining order expired.
On the boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yes.
The next day,
he came and slaughtered her. So
The
restraining
next
orders
day.
are not all that.
It's just a piece of paper.
It's a piece of paper.
But if you get in a restraining order, you're gonna have to leave.
Yeah, you can't stay where you are.
area.
You got to go somewhere
cannot.
else.
And it's sad because now you got to pull the kids out of school. You got to move this. It's so much to move. Your bank accounts, your credit cards, all these things you have to worry about when you got to get away. That's why they say you have to plan. You have to pack. And then you have to pray. Pray that he don't find you. You're going to pack so you'll have something that you can change into. And you are going to plan it. This is a whole planning strategy that you got to put together to get away from these abusers. Correct. Some of them are just diligent. They're going to find you no matter what. If I can't have you, can't nobody have you.
Right, that's the mindset that they have.
Exactly.
Exactly right.
But how many women want to put up with that on a daily basis for your children to watch you go through that? We just got to stop the cycle. Stop the cycle. If you need help, people, go get help. It's okay to talk to a psychiatrist. It's not taboo anymore. Find a church you could go into and sit down and talk to somebody. This mental ill thing is serious.
Anything you got to do to save your life.
The dating online, just swipe right and meet them on a date. You got to plan this thing out right. Give somebody your phone number, where you going to be, your license plate. Get his license plate, his driver's license number, take a picture of it, send it to your girl. You got to protect yourself.
Do a background check.
You better do what you have to do.
Because you don't know the mindset of these people today. You have no idea.
Some people are so desperate. Last week we did the report on loneliness.
Yeah.
People will do anything to get out of that spell of loneliness. And I'm telling you, with the holidays coming, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse.
That's when it gets worse around the holidays.
November and December, right around Thanksgiving, that's where it starts. It goes all the way to New Year's, when domestic violence is its highest. Suicide is at its highest at the holidays. So get around your family and friends, take some pictures. Try not to have too much alcohol, because alcohol, what they say, once you minute on the lips and it'll start telling the truth, start spitting the truth.
Real truth serum.
Real truth serum, that's it. But just be mindful of who you hanging around. And I done got to the point, I don't even like to be in crowds. If it's more than 15 people, Victoria ain't going. But if it's not an open forum and I can't get away, And Reggie will tell you,
Yep.
anywhere I go, I
I
know
knew
where
the
all the exits are.
Yep. And that's with anybody. You should know that anyway.
That's just me. I've
Yep.
always been like that. I'll sit near an exit, by an exit, but I'll know where all the
Exactly. Never
bathrooms
sit with your
and
back
exits.
towards it. You want to always see what's coming. We're always going to
Always see
always have
what's
a line
coming
of sight.
absolutely. Even
Always.
in a restaurant, you go
Have
somewhere,
that
you
line
want
of
to sit
sight.
facing the door. You don't know who's going to come through that
Right.
door. A church, we sit at an angle in church because you don't know who's going to come through the church. It's just the times that we're living
Yep,
in.
absolutely
We have
right.
to keep our eyes open,
And your
stay
head on the
aware,
swivel.
keep your head on the swivel. Like, I can't believe that's happening over there. Well, would you look at that over there? It's so much going on. But that's all this platform is about, is to keep you aware, family. I just want you to stay aware. I want everybody to win. Just be aware of your surroundings. Now, there's a hand signal for help.
Right.
I was showing it this morning, and it goes like this. You tuck in your thumb, and then you curl over your fingers. That's a help sign. Pastor Vanessa said, look for it in restaurants, IHOPs, Denny's, what you call it, Stuckies, any restaurant that's out on the off the parkway, because a lot of sex trafficking takes place. And if you see anybody doing that sign, that means they need help. We're not telling you to be a hero and go jump in the middle of that. You just call the cops or tell somebody at the owner of the restaurant, or get some help in there. She was saying now they're starting to put undercover detectives in these restaurants because so much of this trafficking is going on. We just got to stay awake, people. We really got to stay awake because it's a lot going on. Amber, Crombie, and
I was just ready to
Finch,
mention that. Look at this guy.
sex trafficking for years.
Men at that.
For years. It's
Nobody
so
knew it.
much going on. Nobody is safe, I'm telling you.
A global clothing powerhouse of a company, and this is what they're doing.
All the
Look at
big
that.
shots,
Yep.
all of the big shots was doing something behind the scenes. It's
Terrible.
It's sad. So here at Artist, our wellness company, we have some products that may help with this issue too. Domestic violence.
Well, it
Just to
can't,
get your
just a mind
mind
right, but more importantly, keep your body healthy.
You don't know if you got
have
to
to
fight or flight.
Exactly.
For real.
So you want to be prepared and ready.
Absolutely. So the products that I picked out is only 5 that I chose from our company that may help. It's the 3 essentials. That's our red. It's our red. This is our signature product, high in antioxidants. Reggie talked about the disclaimer. We don't make any medical claims, family, but we got some awesome testimonies.
Yep.
The red, the yellow, and the green. This is stop. Red, yellow, and
see that,
green.
right?
It's a stop sign. So stop getting abused. Get your body together. Start doing some push-ups, because everything can be turned around.
Sure
You start
can.
getting physical, start getting pumped up, taking care of yourself, building some strength. He might hit you that one time, and good Lord, that's it. You seen
I knew you were saying what love got to do with it.
That's it, Tina Turner.
When
that's
she turned,
it.
I had enough.
Straw. You might get to the point where you get some bull strength and just take his
just black out, and that's it.
Out, period. But you got to get your body together. You got to get your body together. Movement is medicine. Do your little push-ups. Do what you need to do, but you got to eat right. These are high in antioxidants. This is a daily detox, so you can keep that flow going.
And those are your vitamins.
Vitamins.
Essentials that the body needs. That's right.
Right. You got to get your body in an alkaline state. So you, like I said, fight or flight, because you don't know what it's going to take for you. You might have to leave in 15 minutes. You might have to leave in 10 minutes. Have that bag packed somewhere in the bottom of the closet.
And take these with you.
And I'm just serious. The next one we have is our Shanti. Shanti is good for depression and for anxiety, because going through that, you are going to be depressed. You don't know where to turn, what to do.
And this
How
helps with
long am I
balance.
going to stay?
Right.
And this is about balance. Get in that balance on what you need to do next. What is my next move? Where do I go from here? But this will give you some
mind clarity. There you go. Mind clarity is everything.
This is it. This will increase your energy as well, but it's definitely for mental focus. So you can focus on getting out of that situation that you are in. And then the last one that I have for this little combo here is memory fusion. Also, brain food. You got to get your mind right. I want to go through this another day,
year.
another
You're
week,
right. You're right.
another month, another year?
Exactly.
How long do I have to go through this until I can get out of this?
The word is, will I survive another day,
Exactly.
another week, another month? That's the conversation.
That's it. But you got to get your strength up. You got to get your strength up.
And in
get your
a
mind
lot of
right.
cases too, a lot of them stay in those committed relationships because of the children.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's why I said
their
pray and
protection of them.
But right, if I leave, they're gonna go after the kids, and that's why I said it's hard because you got to pull the kids out of school. You gotta, you might have to change social security numbers because they can track you so many different ways. If you got a cell phone, you got to throw that cell phone away and get another cell phone. He could be tracking you. If you got a car, he could put the little tracking devices on your car. Certain things, those other little earbuds, he can put that earbud in your jacket. You thinking you getting away, you know exactly where you are. So you just got to just get your mind right. Start praying, start planning, and start packing. Once you get out, stay out. Get out and stay out.
That's the 3 Ps, right?
That's it. Pray, pack, and what is it? Pray, pack, and plan. But you got to get out, family. That's not a life for anybody to live.
Pack. Yeah.
That's not a life for anybody to live. So get your body right, get your mind right, get your things together, get your things in order, because we don't know what's going on. And with this election coming up, I'm gonna tell y'all, just pray and vote.
Please vote.
Pray and vote. We're not telling you who to vote for. The choice is yours, but just do it. You matter.
Yes, you do. Every vote matters. And if you have the conversation and you're saying to yourself, I'm not voting, I don't want to do this, then you're giving up your power to someone else.
Not voting is voting.
Exactly.
Not voting is voting. We just had to throw that in there. That was a PSA, but you got to get out and you got to vote, that message. Right. But we have to do our due diligence. But we don't know after this election, we don't know what's to come.
Right. So just
anything can go down after that. We just got to stay diligent. You got to stay aware of your surroundings, what's around you, what's going on. You got to just stay ready. Keep some food in your house. I'm gonna tell you that. Get you some toiletries, get you some toilet paper and some. Keep these little things around you because we don't know what is going to happen if it does not turn out in somebody's
well, you know what we mean.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stay prepared, family.
Stay ready.
Get those.
So you don't have to get ready.
That's right.
Stay ready.
So you don't have to get ready. But that is our report for tonight on domestic violence. Help somebody. If somebody asks for your help, if you got to give a couple of dollars, girl, you can't stay here, but I could give you a couple of dollars. Give them a couple of dollars. Give them something to eat if they need something to eat.
Pay attention to some of the signs because they're all around. You'll see them.
Pay attention to the signs, or just pack a bag for them. Maybe you can have that at your house. Pack a bag for them, but don't let them into your house because you're bringing all of that energy into yours, and you don't want that either. But this is way beyond our pay grade. It's above our pay grade. Let the authorities do their job.
And here's the statistics for you. In the past almost an hour that we've been on this call, almost close to 1,300 people got abused in just that short period of time.
That's real talk. That's real talk right there.
Approximately 1,300 plus people got abused in the last hour right now. So I want you to think about that.
And abuse.
Are you one of them?
Physical, mental, emotional, financial. It's real, family, and it's happening every single. What they say, every 3 seconds. Somebody is getting abused. So pay attention to the signs. Like I said, the holidays are here. Don't be a vigilante, but call the authorities. And if you could give them some money or something to stay in a hotel for a night to get away, do what you can at a distance, but keep yourself out of it, period. So that is our report on domestic violence. I have no idea what I am doing next Wednesday. It got to hit me. It got to come to me. I don't know. But take your products.
Yep.
Get your mind right. Keep them in the house. keep your immune system strong. The weather is changing too. It was 75 today. Now the
It got
temperature
80
is
today.
starting to dip. So if anything else,
Mhm.
keep your immune system strong with this weather change in there.
Please do.
Take care of your kids and your
Get you those
elderly.
products. Get with that person who
That's it.
invited you
You
here.
got
But
any
more important,
comments over there?
nah, just some wow, some ooh, Miss Annette Gay, President Annette Gay. I see you there. Awesome to see you connected today.
Always,
Always,
supportive,
always,
so
always,
supportive. Thank you, darling.
always.
But that's it, family. We got to just keep our eyes open. That's it.
And Mr. Leo Kuda. Mr.
Kuda.
Hey, Mr. Leo, what's up, my friend? How you doing, brother?
That's me. Good looking
Yes,
out.
indeed. Mr. Electrician.
I'm telling you. So
All right,
thanks,
so thank
family.
you.
This is recorded. You
Yes,
can
it is.
definitely use it. Put it on your Facebook page. Get the information out. You never know who's watching.
And also, too, please, if you have not subscribed, we know we're building our YouTube channel. So if you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go and subscribe and support that platform. It's the Power Couple of Health on YouTube, and you'll see all the past segments that Victoria reports that she has done, from high blood pressure, diabetes to domestic violence. This will be posted on there as well. So share that, please. Share that out so we can get that built and get more people looking at those segments so we can help someone.
Place.
Yeah.
So if somebody's going through something,
You can always go there. Exactly.
To get it.
And let them
But
see.
don't be afraid to talk about it. Talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
The young people, the younger generation, the little girls with the shoving. Oh, he loved me. He liked me. And that's not like. Like doesn't hurt. Love not doesn't hurt. You don't get a black eye from somebody loving you. But go to domestic violence. Go on your computer. Go to domestic violence. Put that in your tab and go to images. Slide over to images and look at some of those pictures. There you go. That's all I got to say. Good night, family.
Well, thank you very much. As always, we appreciate all of you joining us again tonight on this Awareness Wednesday prime time. We'll be back next Wednesday. What subject? We don't know yet, but whatever comes to her, it will come. And whatever's going to be, it's going to be a good one. We know that for sure.
Thank you. I see Sabrina, Queen Nora, or
Dr.
Gordon,
K,
Dr. K,
Galaxy
Genevieve. I'm
A11.
going to call you in a minute. Brother Val.
Queen Nora.
We thank you, Miss Annette Gay over here.
Indeed.
We got Pamela Thomas.
We have Mr. Leo Crudup.
Thank you, family.
That's right. Keep on keeping on. All right, everybody.
Absolutely.
Love you guys. And remember, there's nothing you can do about it either.
Yep.
Bye for now, family. Love you to life. Have a great day. Great night.
Remember the sign.
Remember, if you see it, say something.
See something, say something.
All right. Love you guys.